allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Mr. Cully, would you give us roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sherman.
Here.
Seat B, Tom Peake.
Here.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafourche.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Disclair.
Here.
Seat E, Reggie Leday.
Here.
Seat F, Larry Griffin.
Here.
Seat G, John Melson.
Here.
Seat H, Mike Cully here. Seat I, Chris Cully.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr.
All
President.
right, thank you, Mr. Cully. Next, we have approved meetings of January 10th, 2024 meetings. I need a motion. Move by Mr. John Mellison, seconded by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have Executive Director's Report. Mr. Chasson.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is our Northern Expansion projects, Northern Expansion Slip D Bulkhead, GIS Engineering.
Okay, as y'all may remember, we took bids on this about 6 months ago. The bids were really high. We've met with the staff. We're going to cut back on the length to get it back into budget. We should be ready to have that back to advertise sometime next week.
All right. Yep. We do have to get some information to DOTD. We just got an email today, revised plans, and we'll send that over, get them to approve them, and then we can go out to bid.
Correct.
Glad you can make it today, Mr. Plaisance.
Thank you, Mr. Mellison.
Any further questions? Thank you, John. All right, the airport projects. Before we get to aircraft operations, just wanted to announce, I know I've informed all of you on Monday evening. In the Tuesday, we were notified and got the official notification from FAA today that through the bipartisan infrastructure law, the airport terminal program, we are receiving $1.5 million towards our new airport terminal construction. So we're very thankful to Department of Transportation and FAA and Senator Cassidy, who worked hard on that bill itself, and Congressman Scalise. I know Fred Trowbridge is here representing Congressman Scalise today. We thank our entire congressional delegation for supporting our project, and we're excited about being able to move forward and getting this funding for this new terminal construction. All right, aircraft operations, go ahead.
Operations for last month, 1,433. We had 7,509 passengers visit the airport and 18,649 vehicles.
Any questions? All right, thank you, Dave. Airport Connector Road and Bridge, Piciola and Associates.
So Sea-Level Construction's the contractor. They've been working on getting the forms down from the machinery deck on the 308 side. That's done. They're getting ready to, they're finalizing taking down more forms on the south column on the LA1 side, and then they're gonna start putting the forms up to pour the concrete machinery deck on the LA1 side. They're also moving back in fairly soon to work on asphalt. They still got to do some asphalt tie-in work at 3235 with the corridor, and also along LA1 and 308. So that's what they're going to be doing in the upcoming weeks. We're also monitoring machinery construction. That's happening in mostly in Franklinton.
Yeah. And two, just so y'all are aware, y'all gonna start to see when the bayou has to be shut down for a period of time for the activity. We're gonna be putting that information out to our customers and the people who are interested or have subscribed to our list for any impacts to the bayou. That'll be coming very, very shortly, because we did have a request for the work that needs to be done. So when you see that, that's
there's a planned bayou closure for not next week, but the following week for 2 days.
Yep.
And that's to lift the form work for the machinery deck on the LA1 side.
Yep. Okay. Any further questions? Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, the PAPI LED upgrade.
Okay, on this project, as y'all might recall, we need a new regulator to be able to run the electricity correctly. It was supposed to be shipped last month, but it got a delay, so now y'all supposed to receive it on March 8th. And after that's in, then we can retest the PAPI.
Okay. Any questions? All right, hopefully it comes in March 8th. All right, the fuel system rehabilitation.
Okay, we received bids on that last week. The low bidder was Rittner. They did not fill in all their proper paperwork though, so they are not responsive. The low responsive bidder was Volute Inc. of Homa in the amount of $830,000. It is on y'all agenda later on this meeting to award that bid.
So last week when, at our committee meeting, we said we had bids, they hadn't we got the bids the day before, so they hadn't had a chance to fully review everything yet. Once they reviewed everything, not all the proper paperwork was submitted by the lowest bidder. So we have to go to the next bidder, which is the next Volute, like he said.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
That's terrible. And it's a whole big page that they just didn't fill out.
Thank you, Mr. Plaisance.
All right, other projects, the Leeville LA1 construction canal dredging and mitigation, Angelette Design.
So Coastal Dredging is the contractor on this project. They've been working on the dredge activity since early December. Right now, they're about 35% complete, and they're reaching a milestone where we're going to be looking to give them a partial substantial completion, the first 1,500 feet. We'll make available to DOTD and their contractor for the bridge construction. That should be in the next week or two that they get to that milestone. At this, pace, they're probably going to be done maybe late April, early May. They're about 35% complete, and they've exhausted about 2 months of time. Official contract time ended December 6th, which is about when they started dredging. So they'll definitely have some liquidated damage in this project at the tune of $1,000 a day. Work is happening, going good, but the pace is slow.
Yep. And if the connection here with the other project that's currently on hold, that's PCL and Associates project, which is dredging of Flotation Canal, has some ramification. Being late on this project has ramifications for that project, because if you recall, we approved an agreement that they signed that they would be starting back up by March 1st. All right, so again, we have liquidated damages here. We'll see what happens on that project, but every project is late that they are the contract for, so.
So for clarification, we have a check for them in this month's process. That would be for their Fouchon project?
No.
Or that's for this project?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep. Okay.
that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Right.
And even though they're gonna stretch into April, maybe early May, I know James Construction wanted to start some work and DOTD wanted to start work in March. Is that gonna be affected or?
The DOTD contractor, James had originally indicated they wanted to start, about March. We had communicated to them and DOTD that the project should be available at that time. They later came back and said they'd rather wait for the whole project to be complete before they start. Not really sure we can read between the lines there or not, what maybe they're implicating, but Bryce and I decided we're just gonna still release that first 1,500
Yes.
feet to the state, and
Yeah.
it's up to the state and DOTD what they want to do after that in their contract.
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna release that portion to them, and if they choose not to go and work, then that's on them.
And that's on them.
Because we're gonna be out of their way.
Good.
Okay.
That's what I was,
Yep.
wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Good point, Mr. Gisclair.
All right. Okay, the Fouchon Beach project.
Okay, this project was scheduled to receive bids last week. There was some last-minute permit notifications that Bryce and I had to make with nesting birds that raised a few, cautionary flags. The permit agency's asked us to just resubmit a portion of the permit for approval. I don't think it's going to take very long. We're probably going to start re-advertising again in the next week or two. But Bryce and I are still working through that timeline.
And basically what it is a plan for kind of bird watching and making sure we have a plan that if we see during construction nesting birds and that sort of thing, that we have a plan on to stay out of that area and that sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
Any questions? All right. Thank you, Neil. All right. I wanted to give you all an update on that Fouchon terracing project that's taking place in that area. that we're a partner in that project with Ducks Unlimited and a number of other folks. But you can see some of these pictures. It's going along very well. And this is one location that they've started in, and then there's another location around the off of LA1 on the south side of LA1, just I guess east of the Loop booster station, and that'll be continuous work until they're done.
Okay.
All right. Any questions? Okay. All right, moving on to Hurricane Ida repair projects. The airport hangar building demolition, GIS engineer.
Okay, as y'all are aware, the building has been demolished for quite some time. I'll have the clear lien certificate from Betco on later on your agenda. We are addressing comments from CSRS for its replacement. That should be done in the next couple of weeks, and we'll hopefully be ready to advertise next month.
All right, any questions? Thank you, John. All right, the inland debris removal project.
Inland debris removal project is complete, and further on the agenda, there's a clear lien certificate to approve their project closeout.
All right, any questions? All right. Moving on to, yeah, go ahead with the
All
next
right,
item.
next we have retirement for recognition for Harbor Patrolman, Police Officer Mr. Brent Constranchers.
All right, so we're sad to see Mr. Brent Constranchage retire, but happy for him. And on his retirement, we do have a certificate for him that says, Brent Constranchage, in appreciation for your years of dedicated service as a Harbor Police Officer, we wish you good health, happiness, and continued success, life after retirement. And we also have a plaque for him that says, in appreciation of your years of hard work and dedication to the port and the community, your kindness, friendship, and loyalty will be long remembered. Good luck on your retirement.
Come up, Mr. Brent.
Oh, you gotta come take your picture, bro.
We'll take the picture with your man. Stand right in the middle.
Every time I take a picture, I go to.
It's early in the
this
day,
time,
it's
not
not over
this
yet.
time.
Congratulations, Brent.
Thank you, Brent.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Raise your right hand.
Thank you. Thanks for all your years of service, sir.
Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service.
Thank you for your service, Brent.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good luck, Katie.
Thank you.
That's for sir.
Thank you. Enjoy that time off.
Yeah. Mr. Constranchage, on behalf of the board, we want to thank you for all the years of service you've given to us. And hopefully we'll be seeing you just as much on your time off in your retirement that you're not working even more.
I want y'all to know the time that I was here, I never worked at the end of my life, and I enjoyed it.
Right. Well, thank you very much from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have public comment. Mr. John Irvington, will you please come to the podium, please?
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity for me to speak. My name is John Arrington. My grandfather is Ernest Thibodeau down there, and I'm member 2333. I'm currently a Life Scout trying to earn my Eagle Scout rank. My project is to raise money to help build a pavilion right next to the Cutoff Youth Center, or more of them, depending on how much we raise. The pavilion will have a corrugated metal roof, steel beams, and a concrete slab to ensure that it lasts the hurricane seasons. The pavilion will be built adjacent to the park on where the walk-around is. I am currently a senior in South Lafourche, and I've participated in sports, which has helped me with my confidence and understand the importance of teamwork and unity. And I thought that would be nice to give back to the community that has raised me for the past several years, since there's currently no shelter at the youth center, and there would be a nice picnic area for the families and birthdays over there. I already have government and parish approved my idea, and I'm raising money right now to the end of February for the project to complete before April. Following the footsteps of the rest of my fellow Eagle Scout members, from the rest of us, and I've always wanted to give back to the community, and I thought this would be a nice way to do it at the youth center. And all money that would be raised would go to the youth center and only to the pavilion for Scouts Honor. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Good
Appreciate
job.
your
Good
comment.
project.
Good luck and thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Good
Thank
luck
you
and
for
thank you
doing
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Next, we have anybody put up a comment? Okay, moving on. Going into the executive committee. Members are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Rodney J. Gisclair Sr., Larry Griffin, and Jimmy Lafourche. First, we have to consider approving the request from USDA NRC Plant Materials Center to extend the lease term. We're going to hold off on this one.
Yeah, we'll take no action.
No
We're
shot on
working with
that.
them on maybe
Other
moving,
stuff.
swapping some property.
Okay, next we have consider approving the request from LLOG to lease 3 mooring dolphins.
All right, LLOG wants to lease another set of mooring dolphins. Recommendation to approve.
I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second Mr. Tom P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from DTB Charters to lease site GLF 300.
All right, DTB Charter is currently operating in Fourchon on what was Caillouette property that has been since donated to the state of Louisiana for the state park, proposed state park. So they need another place to operate and would like to lease GLF 300. Recommendation
Need a
to
motion. Moved by Mr. Mike Colley, second by Jimmy Lafourche. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Ambulance District to extend office space at EOC.
All right, the ambulance district, as you're aware, has been utilizing office area at the EOC, and recommendation to approve this extension.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Larry Griffin, second by Mr. John Mellison. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Gulf Wind Technology to change name to GWT Fourchon LLC.
All right, so GLF 115 has been approved already. They want to change the name. Recommendation to approve name change.
All right, I got a motion by Mr. Rodney Gisclair, second by Mr. Reggie Dig. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Baker Hughes to extend lease GLF 403.
All right, Baker Hughes wants to extend. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Tom P., second by Mr. Reggie Dig. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider approving the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program Policy.
As part of federal programs that we receive funding for, we need to have a DBE program. Recommendation to approve this policy
All
statement.
right, I got a motion by Mike Colley, second by Mr. Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from VIH Helicopter to sign lease Slip 12 and Slip 14 to Bristol.
All right, Bristow has been subleasing or renting this site from VIH Cougar for many years now. Recommendation to approve this assignment.
All right, I need a motion. One from Mr. Rodney Gisclair, second from Jimmy Lafourche. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the cooperative endeavor agreement with BETNEP for planning the Port Fourchon single-use user mitigation bank.
All right, this area has been recently constructed with dredge material, and we need to go ahead and plant it. So recommendation to approve this agreement.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Reggie Ladiz, second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the partial assignment from hot water to clean waters for GLF 611.
All right, so this property is, as it said, we need to assign the outline or the red section to In Hot Water, LLC.
All right, need a motion. Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Tom P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. All right, next we have getting out of the executive committee, going to permits and waterways. Members are Rodney Gisclair, chairman, Reggie Ledet, Tom Pete, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Gisclair, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Sheremy. We have one permit we'd like to review. It's from Lafourche Parish Government for a coastal restoration project proposal that will construct earthen marsh terraces in shallow open water to provide emergent grass habitat and protect existing marsh habitat. That concludes the permit review from the Permits and Waterways Committee. Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, we had a short one today. Thank you, Mr. Gisclair. Or if Mr. Mellison would be like, that would be good.
Oh, it's gonna be long today, Mr. President.
We're getting out of permits. We're going into construction and development. Members are Chris Colley, chairman, Mike Colley, Jimmy LaFourche, Chucky Sherman. Mr. Colley, your turn.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. President. First, we have consider adopting a DOTD resolution to submit the Port Priority Program application.
All right, we have an application that will be submitted on March 1st. Recommendation to approve this resolution.
I need a motion. Move by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, consider approving the FAA amendment for the flight check.
All right, so this is an amendment which basically says that we're going to pay that there's a difference of $7,000 less. So we want to approve this amendment.
All right, need a motion. Move by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, consider approving the lowest responsive bid for the fuel system rehabilitation project.
As was mentioned earlier, the lowest responsive bid is Volute Incorporated for $830,000.
Need a motion. Move by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Tom Pete. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Consider accepting the clear lien certificate from BET Construction for the airport hangar demolition.
All right, this project is complete. Recommendation to approve.
Move by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Consider accepting the clear lien certificate from Lowland Construction for the inland debris removal.
All is in order for this project. Recommendation to approve.
Move.
That motion by Chris Colley, second by Reggie Ledet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction and Development Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we're going into Finance Committee. Members are John Mellison, Chairman, Larry Griffin, Chris Colley, Chucky Sherman. Mr. Mellison, you're up.
Good morning and thank you, Mr. President. We'll begin by consider approving payment of the January 2024 invoices and recognizing those over $25,000. And we'll begin with item 1, sea-level construction. $2,254,636.25. That's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project. Item 2, Coastal Dredging Incorporated, $1,306,070.11. And that's for the LA1 Phase 2 Construction Canal Dredging and Marsh Creation Project. Item 3, GIS Engineering, $203,190.10, and that's for the Port Fourchon Marsh Creation Project, the Fourchon Island Feed Study, and General Engineering. Item 4, Angelette Design LLC, $141,031.29, and that's for Bayou Lafourche and Flotation Canal Bulkhead, along with the LA1 Phase 2 Construction Canal Dredging and Mitigation. Item 5, SHI International Corporation, $74,365.73. That's for C4 yearly license renewal. Item 6, John Deere and Company, $51,920.54. And that's for John Deere 507 5E tractor with loader and forks. Item 7, Lowland Construction Incorporated, $46,975.40. And that's for Hurricane Ida Inland Debris Removal Project. Item 8, Southern Power and Equipment LLC, $39,418.73. That is for two 23 horsepower Grasshopper front mount mowers. Item 9, Waggersback Oil Company Incorporated, $36,044.27. And that's fuel for vehicles and equipment. Item 10, Grand Isle Shipyard, $33,686.16. And that's for contract labor at the airport, along with limestone for roadways and Fouchon sites. Item 11, PCO and Associates, $25,587.74, and that's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project. Item 12, Ascent Aviation Group, $27,757.68, and that's fuel for resale and fuel truck rental. These, along with the rest of our expenditures, bring us to a grand total of $5,533,782.61. And Mr. Griffin, if I did that without any errors, I'd like to make a motion. We accept these. Number 11.
Yeah. Yes, 25,000 and it's 28.
28,000. So I stand corrected. Item 11, PCO and Associates, $28,587.74.
There you go.
Would you second it now?
I second it.
All right.
Okay. All right, I got a motion by Mr. Mellison, second by Mr. Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
All right. Next, we have consider approving the January 2024 preliminary unaudited financial statements as talked about in our last committee meeting. Excuse me, I'd like to make a motion. We accept these, Mr. President.
I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
I have out-of-state travel and training requests. Mr. Director, can you help me with that? I don't have that in my folder.
Okay, so I will be attending the Consumer Energy Alliance Board meeting that I just became a board member of on May 1st through 3rd in Washington, D.C.
There are no other requests, Mr. President. This concludes the Finance Committee.
Wait, no.
Hang on.
You gotta make a motion for his.
Oh, you really want him to go?
Not really, he doesn't ever hear, but I mean,
Okay. Well, then I'll make a motion for Mr. Chasson to attend.
I got a motion by Mr. Mellison, second by Mr. Lafont. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, I apologize about that shoo-shoo, but that concludes the Finance Committee report.
No, you got one
Yeah,
more.
one
Why did I go? Oh, man.
Man.
You dare? Mardi Gras was that bad on you?
Mardi Gras was that bad. I'm beaten and battered. All right, we need to consider approving the audit engagement letters for 2023 audit and statewide agreed upon procedures. And I'll turn this over to the director.
All right, so every year to go through our audit, we have these engagement letters and agreed upon procedures, agreements we need to approve, recommendation to approve.
All right.
Move.
Moved by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Well, Mr. President, when I lost the travel and training, I lost my thought process. But I'm going to try one more time. This concludes the Finance Committee report.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mellison. Any other business? Any public comment?
I move that we adjourn, Mr. President.
I got a move by Mr. Jim LaFolle, second by Mr. Tom P. for adjournment. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Meeting's adjourned. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to the meeting. And look, I'm gonna say good. Y'all must have been all showed up good. Valentine's Day was yesterday. Nobody got black eyes. So y'all must have turned out all good. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you for that. Yeah.